If you want to grow on Instagram, it's really important to take the time to understand your analytics. Instagram provides so much data through its analytics and insights platforms that offer you a way to see your audience's behavior, how your content performs, and just view your overall account health. One of the number one things that people do is they track their follower growth. You're able to monitor your follower count over time to gauge the effectiveness of your content and your engagement strategies. Make sure to look for trends that correlate with spikes or dips in growth. Maybe you're trying a new content pillar and your growth drops dramatically. Maybe people are disappointed by a content pillar that you are no longer using. These are things that you need to be noticing when you analyze your follower growth. Also, identify top performing content. Use your insights to pinpoint which types of content generate the most engagement. What you're looking for is things like likes, comments, shares, saves, watch time. Understand what resonates with your audience and can guide your content creation efforts going forward. Because if something gets a ton of shares, well, what was it about that piece of content that made it so shareable? Something gets a ton of saves. What was it that you added to that content that specifically made that piece of content get so many more saves than previous pieces of content? Those are things that you want to analyze by looking at your insights. You also want to use it to understand audience engagement and your patterns. Analyze when your audience is most active. Instagram will show you who is on your page, like what the analytics for if they're mostly women or men, the age groups, and also what times they're most active. What you want to do is you want to post about an hour before the people are most active who follow you, because then you'll be on their page and it will be really fresh and you'll be more likely to be shown to people. Also, look at which days you have less interaction. Maybe those are the days that you take off. It's okay and healthy to have days off of social media, but maybe look at taking days off on days where your Instagram analytics show that you have a drop off of engagement. This information can help you plan your posting and schedule and content focus. There are different times where you want to be posting a lot and maybe times where you need to step back and post a little. But knowing what time people are most active, it can help you find and pinpoint when to post. The exact time is not as important as consistency. So if you post in the mornings, try to find a general time that works well. You get engagement. If you're posting way before your audience wakes up, well, then they're not going to see your posts and you're much less likely to get engagement right away. Instagram pushes out content at the beginning. So you want people to be liking and commenting and sharing really soon after you post. So you want to post when the main audience is awake. So you can see this in your insights. Where is your audience from? Are they from a specific country? Well, then you want to post when they're awake, when they're not at work, when they're at home in the morning or at home at night. Those are great times to be posting for your audience. Also, you can use it to check for watch time and audience retention. Watch time is the number one insight right now that Instagram is focusing on. They want people on their app and they want people on their app for a long time. So if you can get viewers to engage with your content for the extent of your entire reel, your entire carousel, this is really, really great. And Instagram's going to push it out to more people. So see your watch time and your insights. See when people are leaving. Are they leaving as soon as your call to action pops up? Are they leaving halfway through your content? These are things that you want to analyze, and these are things that you want to know. Have you ever heard the phrase practice makes perfect? I'm sure you have. But on Instagram, as well as in the rest of life, perfection isn't what we should be striving for. There's no perfect on Instagram because the algorithm is always changing. But practice does make better. When people are starting a new account, I always recommend posting 2 to 3 times a day at the beginning. And this isn't because it's the fastest way to grow or the only way to grow. It's because practice makes better. The more you post, the more armed you are with insights from Instagram analytics so that you can create a cycle of content that speaks to your engaged followers and reaches out to new followers. You can continuously refine your approach based off of actual data. Where if you only post a couple times a week, it's really hard to get to the point where you have enough analytics and insight to really create content that speaks to your ideal follower. You can refine your content strategy when you've gotten enough content to really have good analytics behind it. Adjust your content pillars. Post frequently and create content that's based on your analytics. If a certain theme or format consistently performs well, make more of that idea, make more of that trend, more of that strategy. You'll see it with content creators that have multiple viral posts in a row, that they'll have one that performs really, really, really well, and then they'll create another that's just slightly different. But people are so excited to consume that content because they were excited the first time around. I always tell people that if it works once, it's likely to work again. There's a lot of people that are scared to repeat content because they feel like, well, what if it's too similar? Or if someone already saw this from me, just remember that only 3 to 5% of your content is seen by any of your followers at any given time. So, unless someone's truly dedicated and they're always checking your page, the likelihood is that they won't see more than one of a certain type of content from you. It's just the reality of how Instagram works. By having these analytics and by having a lot of posts to base it off of, you can improve your engagement. You can tailor your engagement tactics based on what types of interaction your audience prefers. If analytics show high engagement with interactive stories, for example, you can incorporate more polls and questions and quizzes going forward in your strategy for your stories. Also, you can use it to grow your following. Identify growth opportunities by analyzing which content attracts new followers. When you go into your insights, you can see who engaged with your content and who viewed your content, new followers or current followers. And by attracting new followers, you're able to grow your account. If the only people who are seeing your content is your current follower base, you're not going to grow. It's just not possible. And you do want to post content for your current followers. And this is nurturing content. We'll get into this when we're talking about content creation. But if you want to grow, you need to be posting growth content. And the way to know what's growing your account is by viewing your insights. You can see what hashtags or collaborations expand your reach. You can leverage these insights and focus your efforts on what's really effective for growing your Instagram page.